know. I'll always be around if you need me. All you have to do is whistle. You do know how to whistle, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just put your lips up together and...
Oh, whatever! You ruined it!
No,
Thanks.
what? Megan, what? What? Welcome back to BooVille TV. I am Sean.
And I'm not Aubrey. I'm Meg.
No, she's Meg. And you're watching a review of the 1976 classic horror comedy...
It's more of a comedy.
Murder by Death by Neil Simon. This could have been a stage play and probably should be at some point. This is, if you're fans of the horror mystery genre of, you know, Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple.
If you like
Clue, this movie is absolutely for you. It is packed with humor from the very beginning to the very end, with a very special ending that we'll talk about later. This is one of my favorite films. I've seen this over and over and over and over and over. I think this is the first time you've ever seen this.
Yes.
And
it was.
Because first impressions, because I mean, I could talk about, but...
It was super reminiscent of Clue, honestly. It was giving me that sort of a vibe the entire movie. It was more comedy-based than horror mystery, like murder mystery type deal. And it was more about the hijinks than the actual solving of the murder. So...
Which, if you don't know, Truman Capote plays the character of Lionel Twain, who invites all of the world-famous detectives to his mansion for a weekend, and he promises that there will be a murder. Now, if to the person that solves this murder goes tons of money and world fame and this, that, and the other. So, of course, they can't resist putting in an appearance. And wow, literally from the first 15 seconds of this movie, you start laughing and chuckling. They lampoon characters like Hercule Poirot becomes Monsieur Perrier. The Agatha Christie...
Miss Marple is not actually Miss Marple. Miss Marple is the lady who is based off of Miss Marple's nurse.
Yes. Jessica Marbles. They even do a Charlie Chan type figure with Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers in the lead role of Inspector Sidney Wang.
It was a white dude.
With an adopted Japanese son. A white Wang?
Yeah.
Which is some great Charlie Chan-esque moments of treacherous road like a fresh mushroom, always, and we never find out what a treacherous road and fresh mushroom are like.
We don't know what they have in common.
We don't know. We do find out about a bunch of other things. There's a cook that's not really she's deaf and blind.
No, she's not deaf and blind.
No,
she's
she
deaf
can't.
And mute.
She's deaf and.
She is deaf.
Oh, and mute.
And
yeah,
mute.
yeah. She's deaf and mute.
The butler
is blind. Benson mom.
Benson.
Yes. No. Benson mom. Sir. Benson mom. No. Benson sir. Benson mom. But beautiful. Alec Guinness. For those of you who are Star Wars fans, you will recognize him as Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan never acted like this. It's just, it is an all-round romp. It's slightly different from the things that we normally review here on BooVille TV, in that it is not, straightforward horror. It is a horror, mystery, comedy, situational, but it is so hilarious, and it's one of our favorite movies here in the Crypt. We really felt that it did need to be reviewed. Being that this is the first time that you've ever seen this movie, are there any standalone scenes or standalone dialogue that just
that stick out in my head?
in your head?
Yeah. Let's see. One of the scenes that I liked was when everybody was being ousted for why they could possibly have motives to be the murderer. Because they all had some pretty odd motives.
Yeah.
For instance, one of them was the victim's niece. One of them met the victim in a gay bar.
In a gay bar. Gay bar. Gay bar. Gay. No. In a gay. All right.
But anyways, one of them, let's see.
Lionel Twain.
One of them was his adopted son, but then the victim didn't notice that his adopted son
Was Oriental?
Yeah.
Till he was about 19?
Till he was 19, and then he got kicked out of the house. Sad story. And then
one of them went poodle hunting and
one
killed...
of them, the victim, went poodle hunting and killed the detective's poor poodle.
Marie-Louise Cartier. I love the weird, suggested homosexual relationship between Marcel and Monsieur Perrier.
Yes! Monsieur
It was
Perrier
there.
and his
Chauffeur?
Concierge.
Manservant.
Yeah, it was kind of flamboyant.
The Black Knighty was cute.
It was adorable. They were so cute together.
Yeah, I would wear that. But I'm fat. So
Shut up.
I know, you all love me, and I don't know why. I keep telling Aubrey this all the time. I'm like, you fell in love with me, and why? I'm a fat old...
Anyways.
So... No.
Movie?
No.
Shut up, you were not fat.
But I'm ugly.
No, you're not.
Okay, so the movie... I love you. So the movie... you can pick this up. Sometimes you can find it at Walmart. But
I've never seen that at Walmart.
I think this is where I bought this.
Oh my god.
But like in the $5 movie bin. Almost nobody knows about this nowadays. But it is absolutely amazeballs. And again, it stands the test of time. You know, there's a significant age difference between myself and Megan, but to a younger person watching this, does this lose any humor? Does it lose? I mean,
no, the references that they're making, if you're intelligent, aren't dated.
No. And that's the thing I like about this. It's not a dated movie. Clue is the same way.
Yeah.
Clue, yes, there are a few throwbacks to the McCarthy Red Scare era, but for the most part, it's just funny. We'll just go ahead and go straight on with this into skull rating for you and
Okay.
why.
How do you do the skull rating again?
1 skull being the worst shit you've ever seen in your life, 10 skulls being, oh my god, that's brilliant, and then an exposition of why.
Okay, 1 to 10. I'm gonna go for 7 because it was enjoyable. It wasn't the absolute best thing that I've seen, but it was still pretty up there. I would enjoy watching this with a lot of friends and doing an MST3K of it, commenting along, and yeah, that would be my reasoning.
I'm going to give this an 8.5 simply because I love whodunits. I love horror movies from the 30s and 40s and horror mysteries from the 30s and 40s. And this really, if you've watched a lot of them, this captures that feel. This movie captures the feel of a horror mystery from the 30s, 40s, and early 50s. You know, and it's a cliche plot. It takes your protagonists and puts them into a creepy mansion for a weekend, and they're locked in, and there's storms, which, although are electronically controlled, storms nonetheless. And
Statues falling from balconies.
Statues falling and
old creaky doors and
baking flour dust
and cobwebs made from sugar.
Because, well, yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah. That's how I decorate.
Well, yeah. So, but yeah, an 8.5. It's a fun romp. It is a really, really funny movie. It's out of the ordinary of what we normally review here in the Crypt, because we normally do straight horror, both the classics and the modern. But this really needed an honorable mention. It's not really a horror film, but it does sort of fall in the lines of the mystery horror in that genre from the 40s and 50s, or the 30s and 40s and early 50s. So an 8.5 from me. If you have not seen this, you can probably find it on Amazon or PrimeWire. If you find it on Amazon, you can probably get it used for like $2.
I'm pretty sure you can find it on PrimeWire.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth seeing at least once. I wish we had time to do a twofer for you and do Private Eyes, because Private Eyes is sort of in this line with Tim Conway and Don Knotts. Need I say any fucking more? And a killer who rhymes until the last line of the murder poem. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. If Jacques could talk, he'd give you a clue. But now that you're dead, what can you do? I don't mind killing people. I don't regret it a bit. By the way, you're standing in Bull Caca. Hilarious movie. So, on behalf of myself, I don't know where Aubrey is. She's probably, spinning cobwebs somewhere for the bathrooms.
She's probably sleeping in her coffin.
Well, yeah, probably, and getting her beauty rest, a la Morticia Adams, my cara mia. But when she's not here, she gets to stand in for my querida. So, from those of us here at BooVille TV, Murder by Death, watch it, find it, enjoy it, love it. And that's really all we have to say.
Yeah.
Until next time, I am Sean.
And I am Meg.
And you've just been watching an episode of BooVille TV. I do know how to whistle, though, I promise you.
Oh my god, really? You're still on that?
No, I just no, look, Megan, just, look. I fucking ruined it.
You
all right,
ruined it.
fine, no, fine, all right, cool. I'll always be around if you need to whistle. Take two!